Good morning and welcome to my channel. Today, I would like to introduce the data analysis of Japan in between 2000 to 2022. Japan is the third largest economy ranking located in Eastern Asia country. Tokyo is the capital city of Japan with a total of population over 125.5 million people, with female population reaching around 64.48 million as compared to 61.02 million of men, which slightly decreased in 2021. The yearly population growth rate has shown a continuous slowing down after World War II. It was affected by factors such as fertility, mortality, and migration. Moving on to Japan economy, the real GDP growth rate of Japan is updated quarterly with an average rate of 3.2%. Real GDP growth may be affected by factors of inflation, employment rate, and government policy in leading production of goods and service. The Tokyo Stock Exchange is the third largest stock exchange in the world by market capitalization. It promotes economic growth while allowing investment to be directed to different Japanese operating sections. In recent, Japan faced challenge with an aging population and shrinking workforce, which suggested by IMF in raising female labor force participations to country specific male levels would boost GDP in Japan. Specific in rules of law and government side of Japan, the Constitution of Japan provides a legal protection for property rights and individual rights and freedom. The strong administrative initiative and the industry-wide consensus formulation has contributed to the stability of Japan business environment. Meanwhile, the country regulatory system is improving transparency and developing a new regulations in line with international norms. Japan is signatory to the Trade Agreement of Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership. Meanwhile, foreign direct investment helps to promote domestic growth and reduce the value of debts via currency depreciation while increase competitiveness of export. Focusing on GDP per capita in Japan, it was recorded 15.09% of US dollar 33,815 decline in 2022. Due to volatile currency exchange rate, Japan GDP as measured in dollars fluctuates sharply. Among the factors in affecting the GDP per capita of Japan are aging population, shrinking workforce, high cost of living, high depths of level, and economic structure. Japan GDP was worth 4,231.14 billion US dollar in 2022, according to official data from the World Bank. The GDP value of Japan represents 1.82% of the world economy. The latest contraction in Japan GDP indicates the challenge within the country economy, influenced by factors like escalating inflation and diminishing demand. In 2022, Japan exported a total of 694.49 billion based on the figure export of HS2 as the top export product are vehicle, nuclear reactors and electrical machinery and equipment. Meanwhile, figure of export HS4 shows cars and motor vehicle of parts and accessory are the top export of product. Then, figure of export HS6 shows medium-sized car the top product being exported. For the export partners with Japan in 2022 comes with the first China with 20.81%, United States, South Korea and following by others. Malaysia is the list of top 10 export partners with only 2.37%. This pie chart shows Japan imported goods based on category HS2, HS4, and HS6, which mineral fuels and oil, crude petroleum, and petroleum oils are the top product imported in 2022 respectively. The Japan top 10 import partners comes with the China with 188.86 billion of US dollar, United States, Australia, UAE, Saudi Arabia, South Korea, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, and last, Malaysia with only 26.09 billion. Furthermore, based on the figure shows on import of goods and service, Japan was reported 25.4% in 2022. Imports are expected to follow a moderate uptrend on the back of development in induced demand due to increase in domestic demand and export. Economic Complexity Index of Japan. During the last 20 years, Japan economy has become relatively more complex, moving from the first to the first positions in ECI rank, which indicating the highest degree of economic complexity worldwide, as Japan has an ECI score of 2.27, as it indicates higher economic complexity in export of more numerous and complex product, which is considered preferable. International trade contributes significantly to the Japan economy, with export equivalent to approximately 16% of GDP. Japan's major export destinations were the United States, China, and Republic of Korea, and following by Hong Kong and European Union, comprising 27 European countries. Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement is a free trade agreement where Japan has signed on November 15, 2020 with 14 other of Asia Pacific nations in order to protect and increase the interests and advantage of Japanese business and retain Japan political leverage in the region, and meanwhile facilitate the expansion of regional trade and investment while contribute to global economic growth and development. Not to mention, EU-Japan Economic Partnership Agreement has strengthened the economic growth of Japan as it reduced trade barrier faced by European firms when exporting to Japan and attract more foreign investors to invest in Japan. As Japan evolved continuously, by providing tax deduction for overseas sales expenditure and preferential loans, the government was able to lower the price of export, making them relatively cheaper than other countries. Due to increased efficiency and corporations' ability to keep up with the change in the international trading stage, Japan was able to provide goods that were in the most demand, increasing export and thus real economic growth. Thank you. That's all from me.